Folks, July 24th, it's the middle of the summer. It's a Monday night. It's raining here in the Northeast. Thunderstorms, rain delay for the Philadelphia Phillies and Houston Astros. That's not going to slow us down tonight. This is the late night on campus. I'll be your host tonight, as usual, Donnie Rightside, my partner in crime, Jeff Nadu. He is the big man on campus, fresh off of a weekend, Jeff, back on the air together. What's good, man?
Good evening, Donnie Rightside.
Oh, it was fantastic.
I sound just like Chris Richard, don't I?
You do. It's a clone.
Welcome in, everyone. As always, we're back. It's Monday evening. As Donnie said, little rainy here on the East Coast, but plenty to do tonight. We'll get into the baseball recap, chat about what's going on tonight on the diamond. We'll also, Donnie, get into a little bit of got a lot of topics to talk about. A lot of things happened over the weekend. Some NBA stuff, some MLB stuff, some random stuff. A lot to talk about tonight. How's your weekend, Donnie?
It was good. No complaints. Had a nice winning week last week. Played a lot of dog plays. Had a very good overall card on Sunday. Came up with a couple winners there. So I had no complaints over the weekend. Nice and hot. Spent some time at the pool. Relaxed with the family. It was good. How about yours, big man?
Yeah, good for me as well. I hung out, did some things I needed to do. Won a bet yesterday, thank God. And Donnie, I bet NASCAR for the first time in a while. You know, over the years, I've been pretty good at NASCAR over the years, but I haven't really played it a lot this year. Just haven't really just been into it. But I bet on it yesterday. I had the 18 car and the 48, Jimmy Johnson and Kyle Busch. Donnie, they were both in first place and wrecked in first place, both of them at different points.
Yeah, they crashed into each other, correct?
No, Busch was in first place, had a really fast car. He crashed into Martin Truex, and then with like 3 laps to go, Jimmy Johnson took the lead and got wrecked as well. He blew his engine. So amazing stuff. But it is what it is. We're back and better than ever tonight. Another week is upon us. And Donnie, another week close to football. And Donnie, you know, it's one of the best things about baseball ending and football starting. You know, it's one of the best.
What's that, man?
Is that I don't have to hear these fucking sabermetric goofs talking.
No, come on. There's sabermetrics in football now.
Yeah,
oh
well,
my God,
I don't hear. I'll tell you what. If you do sabermetrics in football, I'll block you. Other than Ed Fang, who doesn't really do sabermetrics, he's more of just a numbers guy. But I can't wait to be away from these pinheads that do this crap. I hate sabermetrics.
No, I agree with you. Just to give a quick live update, Stanton just hit his second home run of the night down in Texas. Me and Jeff did a early baseball show, giving out some futures there, and what we only had one future place this year. Giancarlo Stanton over 34 home runs. He's got 32. The only thing could stop me, Jeff, a fastball to the face or a fastball to the wrist.
Yeah, as long as he doesn't get knocked out, you're going to be good to go. What's he at now? Like 25, 28 or something like that?
32.
Oh, 32. Wow. Yeah, you're
32nd. Yeah.
Yeah, you might be good with that by next week. Good place to be in for sure. But Donnie, we have a couple things to get out of the way before we get started here tonight. As always, shout out to our sponsor, the great folks at betonline.ag, one of the best and most premier sportsbooks in the business. Donnie, they have great bonus structures, great payout options, and one of the quickest in getting lines out, Donnie, every single day. Great odds page. And you can also play a little poker on there. You want to get into the poker aspect of things, you can play poker, daily free rolls. You can bet on horses. They have a casino, one of the most premier books in the business. Go ahead and open an account today on BetOnline, Donnie, because you can.
Because you can. I love it. See, I love the delay right there. Just adds the suspense, man. It's a great read. IFBC.live also coming up, Jeff, next week. Next Thursday, I'll be flying down to Costa Rica to get out of the country for the intentional. How about that one, Jeff? International Football Betting Conference. Oh, the Intentional Football Betting Conference. August 4th and 5th. It's going to be a lot of fun down there. Smoke a cigar with me. Have a cocktail with me. I'm going to be in a poker tournament. I have no idea what I'm doing, so I'm an easy mark in that one. Knock me out first round. A couple of hands will be easy. But again, in paradise, talking gambling. Quick convention, get out of the country, get back into the country. The only thing I'm worried about, Jeff, if somebody makes me a drug mule flying back from Costa Rica to Miami, puts like 30 pounds of coke in my bags, I don't want to be on the show. What's the show there? Locked Up Abroad? Don't want to be on there, man. Don't want to be on there.
That's actually one of my dreams in life. I would love to go through that experience. I don't want to go through it, but I think it would be extremely interesting to go through it.
I want to stay in Pablo Escobar's prison that he built himself. That would have been nice.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely don't do that. But I think you'd be all right. Costa Rica's fairly Americanized, from what I understand. So, yeah, you'll be there before you know it. Again, I won't be there, unfortunately, but I am excited to hear about everything. I'll be there next year for sure, Donnie. Promise
Jeff,
you.
I will make sure I do a video from the 8th floor pool deck and lounge, sun
Yeah.
lounge.
Yeah, the Estavo Lounge or whatever they call it up there.
Looking forward to it.
The right side blast. Is that what you're going to do?
By the way, I'm going to give some people some grown-up problems right now, Jeff, before we get started on breaking down the card and taking a look at some things. If anybody has kids out there, you even see it where they make fun of it on commercials and also the movies. First time I've had it happen to me was last night, Jeff. It's late at night. Kids already in bed. Wife's already in bed. Just finishing up watching some TV. I'm headed upstairs. There's a toy on the floor. It's a Beauty and the Beast toy, Jeff. It's about this big, and it's plastic. Right. And I don't see it sitting on the floor. And I step mid-arch on my foot, full weight on the goddamn thing. And it was the most painful thing I've experienced. And I have a black and blue today, Jeff. Couldn't go on my walk. Barely could get to the gym. I'm hobbling like the old man I am. I finally had it happen to me. I used to laugh about it, like, oh, that must really hurt. It finally happened to me, and it was painful, man. Yeah,
that's one thing I don't, if I ever do have kids, that's one thing I don't look forward to. I'm pretty aware of my surroundings, but yeah, Donnie, it's sometimes you just run into shit or you trip over something or your foot lands wrong. Definitely the worst. Welcome in Johnny, Fiorenza, Armin, Vig Simon, Marco, Steven, Kevin White, John Nelson, Susanna, Lucky 777. Welcome. You made it. And everyone out there, Mark, Jim, everyone out there. If you're interested in calling in, go ahead and call anytime, 717-220-3358. Though, if you're going to call in, make it good.
Make it hot.
Don't call in just to break our balls, all right? Donnie, let's get into the late old baseball talk. We had a Monday matinee game. How about that?
Yeah, we did. Yes, we did. Monday matinee game, heavy favorite, goes down for the count. And good for you if you took the Chicago Cubs today with a guy coming off the DL on a Sunday night game, quick turnaround to a day game against the Chicago White Sox. You probably got what you deserve laying that much money. A nice 3-1 victory by the White Sox. Break up the White Sox, Jeff. Would they lose 9 in a row coming into that game yesterday?
Yes, 9 in a row. And from what I understand, there was a big bet, I believe, at the Westgate on the White Sox today. 100,000, I believe.
That's a nice one.
Nice score if you were that guy. I don't. It might have been 100. I think it was around there. But yeah, they look. This is constantly with the Cubs. I mean, they look good for 5, 6, 7 games, 4 games, and then they just can't hit righties. It's a weird thing, and they're going to have to get it fixed, Donnie, because they can't consistently play like this and not hit righties in the playoffs if they make the playoffs. They've had a nice return. They've become relevant again. They're leading that division. What do you think? They're half game back now with the loss today. So, again, they need to get that figured out, but it hasn't got figured out yet. So I don't know if it's going to. Big Man on Campus, did you get on Jamaica last night? No, I don't bet the Gold Cup. I haven't bet the Gold Cup. It's just I'm not really into North American soccer, to be honest with you. I'm a European soccer fan, a little bit in Asia, but I'm not really into South American or U.S. soccer. So I generally stay away, but I was watching the game. Donnie, I don't know if you saw that, a fantastic goal.
I did see it. I did see that. A free kick was one of them, bend it just below the crossbars.
Yeah, I think they were like 6-1 also, Donnie. That was a really nice play if you had Jamaica, if you had them last night. Sets up. Donnie, I don't know if you saw, but the ticket prices have declined significantly knowing that it's Jamaica, U.S., and not Mexico, U.S.
Nobody's flooding across the border?
No one is flooding the board across to see it. NL could be up for grabs now with Kershaw and Strasburg going down. I don't think. Come on, dude. They're going to be back for the playoffs. And you better believe, Best Gambler, the Dodgers are going to go out and wheel and deal. I've heard they're interested in Jameson Taillon. I've heard they're interested in Yu Darvish. They're going to go out and make some moves, Donnie. I don't think we have to worry about them not making any moves, do we?
No. Deep farm system, deep pockets means they can do whatever the hell they want, Jeff.
Couple other games that have just recently went final. Toronto gets a nice win tonight behind Francisco Liriano. He was pretty good tonight. our friend Chris Smith, the dad, the stay-at-home dad.
Yeah, man, yeoman's effort by that guy, Jeff. Give him a little respect after 3 starts. I mean, 3 decent starts.
Yeah, he actually hasn't been that bad.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, though, the Oakland Athletics are just dreadful on the road. They can't hit, just 2 hits tonight. But I got to tell you what, very nice job from Liriano. The issue with Liriano is he just doesn't go deep into games. I mean, that's kind of your issue with Liriano. I mean, he only gave up 2 runs tonight, but he only went 5 innings. That's kind of been his problem. But Toronto, again, Donnie, was not very good with runners in scoring position. 2 for 12, 9 left on base. They have to figure that out. But again, they're not going anywhere. I think it's time to start selling if you're the Toronto Blue Jays. Yes, everyone hit the like button. Great point. Who is that? Young Jeezy. Young Jeezy listening to our chat. How about that, Donnie? The world famous rapper is listening. Please, everyone like the show. That's a great point by him. Big Simon. It's James Paxton. I'd hope everyone bet Boston run line. I actually bet.
Wait, he said he doesn't like Paxton? Why would you not like Paxton?
Yeah, I don't know what his issue is. Didn't he win you like 20 grand? That's what you told us a couple weeks ago when you were on the show. I think you told us that. But yeah, I love Paxton. You know that. Cleveland, Donnie, another nice win for this group. Behind, how about Josh Tomlin tonight, Donnie? He's not good. We all know that, but a nice effort tonight. The Reds, if you can figure the Reds out, I'd like to hear from you. Donnie, I know you had them yesterday. You got them in a rare win. But
yeah, how about that? Back in Sal Fasano Romano out there in a pitcher's duel. That was one of those I had to hold my nose with. Yeah, got the double.
Dude, I'll come out and say it. I said it yesterday. I think Tom Kohler's one of the 3 worst pitchers in the majors. He's really horrible. I mean, every time that guy pitches, he gives up 5 or 6
He didn't help himself either. Had a tailor-made double play ball. I believe when it was only like 2-1, Jeff, in like the 5th inning, and just threw the ball in the center field, and that pretty much shut the door.
I remember that. And it, I actually had the what did I have in that? I think I had the over in that game yesterday. I didn't end up hitting it, but that was something that aided it. You're right.
Yep.
What else do we have here, Donnie? Houston and the Phillies are delayed in this one. Some interesting line movement in this game all day. I know you were injured on mentioning that.
Yeah.
The thing that I wanted to point out, Donnie, is that line opened around 150, I think. Went down to
Chris had 155, Pinnacle had 150, yes.
Yeah, it went down to 138-ish.
Yeah,
people were starting to get a little concerned. And then by game time, it went up to 160. So, for me, again, if it would have kept going down and it closed at 125, 127, 130, I would have probably taken the Phillies probably. But, again, it's the Phillies are a team that, Donnie, truly normally defy logic. Whatever you think and just come to fruition. Is that game got called, Donnie?
There's no way it would have gotten called because I don't even think, Jeff, it went to the 5th inning yet, and there's no way they would. Just say,
because I don't know if you know on game time on the on game day on the MLB thing, it went to that like white page where it acts like the game went final, but then
I don't think they would do that, especially since it's a ball club.
Rain's moving through. I mean, as far as that's concerned,
and it's not a getaway day, so they're what I mean. What's the big deal if they finish up at 1 a.m.? They're still here tomorrow anyway.
Right, and that it looks like this game's about to get started here.
Phillies?
Yeah, Pinto's coming in. But yeah, you look at the lineup tonight for Houston. It's very difficult to bet against this team, especially betting on the Phillies. And
Jeff, you know me laughing. I mean, you laughed at me behind the scenes all weekend when I took a beating the first 2 nights with the Orioles and still came back for more on Sunday. Watching a lot. The fun thing about gambling, Jeff, that we both do is we watch a lot of the games. And just getting a feel for, again, Jeff, it's not Houston's 1 through 8. It's like they're 1 through 15. It doesn't matter who's in the lineup. The entire team rakes.
Yeah, and you got fringe Hall of Famers as your depth. I mean, Beltran and it's just amazing. I got to tell you what, Donnie. Well, I wanted to point this out. How about the year Marwin Gonzalez has had for this team?
It's unbelievable. And Jeff, he's like a quote unquote like utility guy. Maybe we use him in this spot. Yeah, 20 bombs already. You know what I mean?
He's a guy that I love on my team. I mean, I want him on my team. He's like an Ursan Ilyasova. I don't ever mind having him on my team. He does a lot of good things. He plays multiple positions, and the kid has power, man. I mean, the other night against Baltimore, he had a huge home run. Yeah. Another big hit tonight. Is that flavored water? No, it's Fiji. The only water I drink, Donnie Rightside. As you know, it is not flavored. It's natural artisan water from the islands. Donnie, I want to ask you, you really think this is from Fiji?
I do not. I don't even understand why. Like, what would be the point of importing for? It's probably filled up back in Germantown over there, Jeff, or something. You know?
Yeah, it's literally the only water I drink. Like, I go to the store, I buy like cases of it. I don't trust any other water.
By the way, speaking of water, Jeff, I go to the supermarket, check around a couple things, walk down the aisles. I still don't understand the concept, Jeff, of the water that is in like the milk carton, like the quarter-gallon milk carton, like plastic. Not plastic. Black water. I don't even know what the hell it's called, but it says it's better for you. I'm not drinking water out of the carton. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know much about that. I haven't seen that, but I don't know. I feel like Fiji water just tastes better. I don't know why.
No, it looks good. See, the presentation of water is everything. The same thing with the bottle. Why Dasani is a great product. You think it tastes better just because the bottle is made correctly. You know what I mean? As opposed to you get the 89-cent case of water. You can almost bust through the freaking plastic.
I mean, look, when you have a drink or something, presentation's everything. You want it to kind of make you look at it. It has a nice little flower on it. It says from the islands of Fiji. I mean, who doesn't want to go to Fiji, Donnie, right?
Yeah, and who doesn't think like there's a nice waterfall that's nice, crystal clean in Fiji? You know what I mean?
Right. Where are we at? Good comment here. Can't wait to see if Cologne makes us some colognes tonight. SBR has really built up the fade Cologne narrative. Yeah, a lot of people. I mean, I think everyone puts that fade narrative on. I mean, he's horrible.
You want the fade narrative right now, Jeff? Right out of the rain delay, second and third, nobody out for Houston.
Good. That's what I like to see. Brian McCann can't score on a double, by the way.
Don't get me started on that stuff. I watch way too much of who can't run bases. But same thing with the Phillies side. I believe it was a first and second, one out. Somebody hit a routine line drive to center field, and whoever was on the catcher, Knapp, was on first base and got thrown out from center field, which is just baffling to me. Also, you saw Altuve with a base running mistake tonight also, which was interesting.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing on that play. I have no idea. By the way, in the bottom of the fourth, it's going to be Joe Musgrove coming in for the Astros. And, Donnie, that's pretty amazing about them, too. I mean, they can, their pitcher right out of the rain delay is Musgrove, who's a starter, and the Phillies is Ricardo Pinto. So, I mean, that just goes to show you the strength of pitching staffs there. Kansas City and Detroit are tied in the bottom of the 10th, 3-3. Good game here. Kansas City was active today, Donnie, trading a couple of young pitchers away, Travis Wood and Strom. Actually got back a nice haul. I mean, Brandon Mauer's a very good reliever. And
I like what they did.
Cahill's pitched well this year. I don't know that I understand the move just because – I guess they're still alive in the wild card, but
I don't. Maybe it's even a future move because the backbone of that Kansas City team last year and the years before was built on that bullpen 7, 8, and 9. Maybe they're just trying to reconstruct and get that back together. Maybe keep them long term to say, no matter what happens next year, our bullpen is straight and we can sort of get after it again. So I mean, you're never going to get a disagreement with me, Jeff, if you fortify your bullpen. And I don't really think they gave up much and got two good relievers back.
Yeah, and you look at all of a sudden San Diego. I was honestly, Donnie, a buyer on their bullpen. I thought they had some good players in that bullpen. I mean, Brad Hand and Mauer, Butcher. I mean, they had some decent arms back there. But you look at all of a sudden, I mean, like the White Sox, I mean, they're pretty much selling. They have one player that you can kind of count on. Some good young players, but I think going forward, they're going to be a team that's probably going to become a little less scrappy, especially on the back end.
Good point from a betting perspective on that, Jeff. When you look at the Padres, I mean, most nights they're going to be dogs. And what do you need from a dog? Like if you have that 4-3 lead in the 7th, they actually could build a bridge to their closer and close that game out. Now you're saying I'm going to take a dog in a situation, which they're going to be anyway. But if I have a 5-3 lead in the 6th inning, good luck closing that one out now.
Yeah, no, they're. I mean, we saw it the other night with them against the Giants. I mean, just those things happen, late in games. But
they got less bullets. Yeah, tough.
Right. Miami's up 4-0 on Texas, and I know certain handicappers out in the handicapping world aren't too happy with this outcome here, Donnie. Texas is getting shut out.
Conley goes on the road in 95, 96-degree heat there in a hitter's ballpark and just shut it down tonight. That's impressive.
Yeah, and Texas's issues kind of continue. Ken Rosenthal mentioned that the next week is going to be integral to if they make any moves or not. They kind of looked up, I guess, a little bit over the weekend, but I mean, Texas, the writing's on the wall, getting there at this point.
That's not a playoff team. They're not a playoff team.
First batter up for the Dodgers, and Chris Taylor singles to right field. So already a base runner.
Braves didn't make any noise, Jeff, in the first inning?
You mean the Twins? No.
Twins, that's right. Yeah, Bartolo Colon getting them confused.
Kevin White, can we talk about Kyrie? Yes, we're going to talk about him.
We will.
There's a list of things we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Big Man and Donnie, top 5 NL pitchers as of right now. We did that. I mean,
NL pitchers? I mean, you got to. I mean, even injured, we got to go. What? Kershaw, Keuchel. I'm sorry.
Scherzer, Kershaw, Wood.
Yeah, even though he got lit, he's still up there. I mean, who else are you going to put up there? Who else? I guess you would say DeGrom, maybe.
Yeah, DeGrom.
You know.
And
who else would you leave off now?
Strasburg's fairly.
I mean,
good.
you can't go Cinder. I mean, you can't just pick on guys that haven't been injured lately. I'm trying to think who would be maybe a fifth guy. I mean, Baumgartner, but he's come back rough as hell.
Yeah, I mean, he's in there probably.
Yeah. Zach Greinke, maybe.
Yeah, Tyone. Tyone's really good. Greinke, yeah, I'd probably put him in there too. Yeah. Where else are we going here? A couple more here. What do we got? St. Louis is up 6-2. Colorado can't win on the road. Colorado sucks on the road.
Colorado, again, Jeff, you watch Colorado. I watched a lot of them this weekend. I won a game with Pittsburgh on the road, lost a game with Pittsburgh on the road. But when they're at home, I get the whole – I call it the Charlie Blackmon experience. At home, every game, 4 for 5, maybe a cycle, every single game at home. Take him on the road, just your normal average 250 hitter.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, that's what they are. Bartolo Colon gets out of it very quickly. Corey Seager, double play. Justin Turner flies out. So 7 pitches in, Colon is out of it.
Altuve with a 2-run singles. I mean, Jeff, is he hitting like he's got a double, a single, couple RBIs tonight, almost 360. I don't know how you get the guy. Jeff, I know you love the Dodgers, and if they're healthy, they're going to have great pitching. Nobody's stopping this Houston freight train that's going to hit. They're going to hit anybody.
I got to tell you, I got to tell you, other than Keuchel, I don't trust their pitching.
I don't even care about their pitching. They'll beat you 10-8 every single night. How do you stop their offense? Every single person works the count and gets a good swing. Yeah. There's no Chris Davis that, he's got 30 home runs, but he strikes out 1,000,000 times. I think they're still on pace to lead the league in home runs and the least amount of strikeouts, which is astounding. They're unbelievable, Houston. Unbelievable.
No, I hear you. They are. You're totally right. Best offense in the league for sure. Atlanta and Arizona are scoreless in the bottom of the second, though the Diamondbacks are threatening. R.A. Dickey, though, very good numbers in his career against the Snakes. Zach Greinke going for the Diamondbacks. Wait, Donnie, you've never seen Breaking Bad. I was going to say Zach Greinke looks extremely similar to Jesse Pinkman from Breaking Bad. I don't know if anyone's ever noticed that. What else do we have here tonight?
Oh, good luck if you're taking overs tonight, I guess. Whew. Or today.
Yeah, not a lot of overs. You're right. Good point. Seattle and Boston are scoreless in the bottom of the first. Minnesota, we talked about that one. Mets, San Diego in a snooze fest out in Petco. Jacob deGrom against who is tonight for the Padres? Clayton Richard. And then Pittsburgh is taking a 1-0 lead on San Francisco.
Already Kane.
Matt Cain against Garrett Cole. Andrew McCutchen with a ground out to get the lead. So we'll see. That one looked pretty good.
Again, Jeff, looking at the overall card, I mean, just coming into it today, I think there's a lot better spots tomorrow. But a lot of people hit me up on DM. What do you like? What do you don't like? And again, I'm in a mode right now. You saw me in the beginning of the season, Jeff. I don't really take, I had a nice April. Didn't really bet very much money on it. Didn't sell any picks. May was very good and June was very good, just hammering on totals, which are hitting night after night. Sort of had to get off that train and rode it till when it finished coming out of the All-Star break. I'm sort of on that dog, momentum here. But looking at the card tonight, trying to be sharp and be dogs, Jeff. I mean, keep in mind, these games are a long way away. The Phillies game, we talked about it. You know me. I was dead red sitting saying the Phillies are the play. But that just doesn't mean you just say, look at the line. Everybody's betting one way and bet the other way. I mean, you have to have some input with numbers that go into it as opposed to just betting it blind. The same thing tonight, Jeff. The sharp play again was going to be on San Francisco and Matt Cain tonight. I know they're getting a good number, plus 135, but I just don't take it just to take it.
You got to pick and choose. And Houston's not the team, especially against – I mean, it's literally the best team in the league against the worst team in the league.
And a full-go lineup. It wasn't like, hey, Springer and Altuve are off tonight. They went full-go tonight.
And it wasn't a dead red, like weird line. Like, it wasn't 130,
or Houston was starting, a kid they just brought up from the minors on a pitch count. I mean, freaking Peacock's been unbelievable this year.
Right.
And he was against
Zach Greinke doubles, 1-0.
Good hitter.
Diamondbacks, second and third, 2 outs. Your boy A.J. Pollock up. So they're looking to break it open early here and add a couple runs in the
Love that lineup. They're full go tonight, Jeff, in Arizona, too. J.D. Marks back in that lineup. Let's go.
One thing I've noticed from Arizona lately, and I'd like to get the numbers on this, but it seems like the Arizona Diamondbacks games have a lot of runs in the first inning, I've noticed. Seems like every night there's 2-0, 3-0. Look what they did against Scherzer. Those runs in the first innings have been profitable lately.
Man, if they could tie a pitching staff and just ride this out, Jeff, they were good. I actually am really hoping that they make it into the playoffs, honestly. I really am. There's one for the Mets, baby.
Yeah. Does Breaking Bad make your top 5 shows ever? No, it does not. My top 5 shows ever are The Wire, Sopranos, Oz. Power's in there. Power's amazing. This season's unbelievable. Donnie, I know you don't watch Power, but this might be the best season of a show I've ever watched. I mean, so far, amazing. A season.
Do you watch Game of Thrones? I don't watch Game of Thrones.
No, not interested. I do like Bills a lot, Donnie. That's getting up there for me. Breaking Bad's right there, though. I didn't like Breaking Bad just because I think it would have been a lot better on an HBO type of channel. I can't stand.
Same thing. What's the other one? Walking Dead. I don't watch that one either. I know a lot of people like that one.
Yeah, I don't watch that either. Oz, though, is very good. A very underrated show. Most people don't know about it because it was very early on. But Breaking Bad character I most closely resemble is Hector Salamanca. Well, then you're an ugly guy because he's an ugly guy. Power's off the chain. Yes, it is. Big Man and Donnie get on Narcos.
I heard about that. I like stuff like that. That's my genre. See, that's why how do you not watch Game of Thrones? I don't like dragons and.
Yeah, I'm not into that either.
That's not me.
Make-believe bullshit. Yeah. Donnie, now you told me to watch Billions and I watched it. Yep. I urge you. You're a hip-hop guy. Watch Power. You'll like it. I'm telling you.
How many seasons we in, Big Man?
We're in the 4th season right now. And, dude, my brother likes Power. My brother's like, you would never think he would like it, but he loves it. Yeah. Donnie, let's get into some other things.
Yes.
Obviously, a lot to do tonight, a lot of things going on. I did want to talk about this before we get into anything. It does relate to baseball. The David Price and Eckersley saga. And look, when you're talking about Dennis Eckersley and you're kind of the guy that wants to talk shit to Dennis Eckersley. I mean, does David Price quite understand? And look, Dennis Eckersley was – before my time. I'm not going to say I was around when he was a good baseball player, but if you research the guy and you see he's a Hall of Famer, 23-year career. He's one of 2 pitchers ever, Donnie, to have a 20-game win season and a 50-save season, 390 saves, 2,400 strikeouts. And David Price gets pissy because, look, I have no problem sticking up for your teammate. I've made that clear before, but, stick up to him against another player. Just because a guy on the air says that his stats are bad or something. I mean,
it wasn't even that, Jeff. You're in and again, this is going to, I'm glad you hit on this. And you texted me before the show, we're going to hit this subject. And I was already well versed on it. The issue comes up with me, and we're going to break down exactly what happened to it. But just to get to the crux of it, what took place was you're in the booth. Let's just say I can't stand the Phillies broadcast. Whatever broadcast it is, most of the channels, Comcast, is influential. Phillies have what do you want to say, like creative oversight over it. So now it's gone from back when I was growing up in the 70s and 80s, where boy, you can't make that base running play at this point. You can't do that. He's got to work that out. To now, you have to make up an excuse for why the guy ran the bases, because everybody's on the same team. So case in point, getting back is you can't criticize. All Eckersley did was Eduardo Rodriguez had a minor league AAA start, 3 innings, like 6 runs, 5 earned, 1 strikeout, whatever it was. And the only words Eckersley used when it came up was yuck. And they had a problem. Are you kidding me on this?
And then he calls him out in front of everyone on the plane and says, "Get the fuck out of here," or something. Like, first of all, I love when commentators take off the fucking Homer act and actually start to talk.
They're not Jeff Nadu. Do you remember I hate to cut you off, Jeff, but Philadelphia, Sarge Matthews was in the booth. Yeah. Sarge Matthews right away got on. He's very personable. Didn't give a damn. Pepper would strike out. That's one of the worst at bats I've ever seen. You can't do that. And they slowly had to curtail him. And now what, Jeff? He's not even on the broadcast anymore.
And that's why a lot of people will talk about Carl Carlson and people like that. But at the end of the day, they say what's on their mind. They don't just – you can't be a homer. And that's it, even at our level here, Donnie. I'm not just going to say something's good when it's not. If I don't agree with your opinion, I'm going to ask you about it and say, what do you mean by that?
Why you work for the team like Boston, like Eckersley is a 24-year major league player who's been with the Red Sox for a while calling games. He's not in the business, Jeff, of just making dumb shit up and just talking trash on players. I'm sure during the game, if somebody has moves the runner or has a great base hit or a strikeout or a great pitch on the corner, I'm sure he's saying that's a fantastic pitch. But at the same time, it's nice to hear because the players know, dude, you can't steal second base in that situation to get thrown out. You can't say that about me.
Another problem they have is Jerry Remy, the regular color guy, is sucks everyone's cock on the Red Sox. So he's like the mayor of Boston. So I mean, they're they think everyone that works at Nesson is supposed to be some fanboy for the team. And at the end of the day, I don't think he said anything like, "Wow, that guy sucks," or "Wow, he's terrible." It was just like, "Ooh, that's not good."
Yeah, no. Getting back to the case in point, just on David Price himself, Jeff. You're going to maybe one of the most fervored baseball market in the country, big market. And they're not struggling anymore to win world championships. They're already there. So the fan base is already, well, what's next? What are you going to do? You didn't come to Boston and say, you know what? I'm going to take a lot less. I've always wanted to play for the Red Sox, and I'm a happy-go-lucky guy, and we're going to have a lot of fun here. No. You went there, took top dollar, a couple $100 million, and you're sucking, and you're going to go after the media, after the fans, and act like you're bigger and better than everybody. They don't play that up there in Boston.
No, and look, he's been good this year, I will say, for the most part. By the way, 8-1 now, Houston.
Yeah,
Carlos Beltran with another. This is just around the globe we go here with this team, the Phillies. But, yeah, I think he was totally out of line, and I would hope he'd apologize. This isn't the first time he's pulled this kind of thing. Has anyone ever watched Ballers? Is that any good? Yes, it's actually gotten better over the seasons. I gave up on it in season 1, like at the end, and then I was like, you know what? I'll give it another chance. Season 2 was pretty good. Season 3 just started last night. Yep. Good episode. Do you watch Ballers, Donnie?
I do watch Ballers. It's one of the things that it's for me, it's mindless guy TV, and it's only a half hour. It's not an hour-long show where they're trying to go through a diatribe. You pretty much know what you're going to get, and that's actually why I like it. It's very light, and you watch, lay in bed, pop it on before you go to bed or whatever. It's perfect TV, man.
Yeah, and I've actually warmed up to The Rock. I didn't always like him, but
he's good.
I like Spencer a lot in that show. Yeah. I think you would like it for sure, Kyle Hamburg. I think it's something that you would be into.
Football, it's centered around football mostly. Love it,
Yeah, and it's a lot like Entourage, except sports.
Yes, correct.
Really. Correct. Yeah, it's all football. It's all football. The Rock is a mediocre actor.
He is.
Yeah, I wouldn't say he's not Robert De Niro or anything.
So is what Marky Mark. Marky Mark makes more money than anybody. Might be the worst actor I've ever seen, but he keeps on getting role after role after role. So.
Right, exactly. Big man, have you ever thought about going to the World Series of Poker and playing in some of the events? Of course, I will play in the main event in the next 2 or 3 years, probably.
Sponsored by SBR.
Yes, hopefully. Do you think the Cavs will trade Kyrie? Let's get into this, Donnie. Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, let's get into this.
Wants out of Cleveland, and look, I don't blame him, honestly. I think Dave Portnoy said it well today, Donnie, on Barstool. LeBron wants to take all the credit when he wins, but when he loses, it's saying it's all the other players' fault for everything. And look, he makes everyone better around him. I think we all know that. And at the end of the day, I mean, he's the best player in the world. But Donnie, do you think maybe I'm in the minority here. I think Kyrie Irving's a very good player. I think he's, though, a lot of it has to do with LeBron James. I don't think he's a guy. I don't know that he'll do well on his own.
That's the whole point, Jeff. Look, what is he talking about here? It'd be real nice for me to run my own team. Bro, you ran your own team. You guys were straight hot garbage.
Right.
LeBron came back. So let me get this straight. You want to, the quote that was used is, "This is not what I signed up for." LeBron came back. You went to 3 straight finals, and you have a world championship title. You're known throughout the world, and he makes your game easier because of how much he can do. But you don't like that. So, okay, you're going to go to Portland and get your ass kicked in the West. That's what you would sign up for. But as long as you could get your shine out there, you had your shine. Got your ass kicked before Bron came. I don't know where he's coming up with this. Maybe if he said, like, hey, it would be nice if we could add on. And I know LeBron's a big star. It's trying to get over the hurdle. But his whole, I want to run my own team, I think he tried that and it didn't work out too well. And who are you going to run? What other team are you going to? Where are you going?
Well, I have some I will say this. I think there are plenty of teams in the market. I honestly believe that there will be a 3-team deal between the Suns, the Cavs, and the Knicks. I think where Eric Bledsoe wants out of Phoenix, he'll go to Cleveland. Carmelo will go to Cleveland as well. Something like that where Kevin Love gets out. He goes to Phoenix with maybe Frank Ntilikina. They get Irving as well. I don't know. I think there's some sort of deal involving there. But
I laugh though. I mean, what more? Like LeBron is probably the most unselfish superstar maybe in history,
right,
where you can play alongside LeBron, which Kyrie did and was unbelievable 2 finals ago, dropping damn near 30 or 40 a game and winning a title. Is that not what you want as a point guard or a star? I don't really understand what his point of view is.
He's a terrible defender as well. I mean,
awful defender.
Horrible
yes,
defender.
correct.
I think he's, again, he'll sell out and go to the Knicks or something, and he'll go there and be like Carmelo Anthony, and that's what it'll be.
He'll be Starberry. He'll go back there and be Starberry.
And again, I guess I kind of look at it and say, well, maybe the Celtics should get involved here. But then it's like, well, I mean, is that much difference from Isaiah Thomas? Neither play defense. You got to pay Kyrie a ton of money as well. And are you really going to trade him to the Celtics? That doesn't make a lot of sense.
No, why would you do that either? I wouldn't. First of all, I like Kyrie Irving. I mean, he fits the NBA's profile of what it is now. A guy who can create his own shot, can distribute, and when he's on, he's dominant. And I saw a couple things out there, who'd you trade? There's even writers from Boston saying, I would just trade Isaiah Thomas straight up for Kyrie. In what universe? Like, Isaiah Thomas, to me, is one of those lower-rung players because the minute he loses a quarter step, he is trash in the NBA. So I don't even know where that's even coming up at.
Harper's Island clone shutting Dodgers out. It's a second inning, dude.
Wait, Joe, are you sure you're not Harper's Island? That sounds like a comment coming from you right there.
I mean, the Yankees did the same thing last week when they played him. And in the 4th inning, he started getting crushed. Yeah, exactly. Ace Farmer, great point. I think it was like the first 4 innings, and then they jumped on him. And look, the Twins bullpen blows also. But yeah, I think he's.
Good point.
I've also heard, and I don't know how true this is, but did anyone hear Stephen A. Smith talking today about this?
No, what was he saying? I wonder what he
was saying. He was saying that he had sources saying that LeBron is so pissed off that if he saw Kyrie Irving right now, he'd fight him or something. Like, I don't know what.
Wait, who would fight Kyrie Irving? Stephen A?
LeBron would. Like, he's that pissed off about it.
What, passive-aggressive LeBron? You know who would make a great couple together if they ever got together? McNabb and LeBron James would be fantastic as a partnership there.
Right.
Too passive-aggressive where it ain't my fault. Ooh, I'm angry, but that ain't my fault. Come on, man.
LeBron's leaving after this year. Yeah, that's maybe why Kyrie left. Maybe Kyrie's like, fuck it, I'm getting out of here now.
He has his own team then, right? Why did he just say, yo, LeBron, just beat it after a year. Let me get my team back. But then again, who wants to stay in Cleveland? Wouldn't you rather get traded like Miami or something like that,
Yeah, look, I got to be honest. I don't consider him like a top. He's not like a super. He's a very good player, but he's not a guy I would want to lead my team. I think he's a complimentary guy that goes along with, like, if he was with Kevin Durant, I feel like, or LeBron, like he is now. He's very effective, but I don't know that he'll be very good on his own. Donnie, are you still doing the live shows in Costa Rica?
Yeah, we got one live that's going to be live, and that will be the
I think you mean like, are we going to be doing like?
Yeah, why don't we set that up? Why can't we do something on Thursday night when I'm down there?
Well, yeah, we could do Friday morning too. The late night on campus or the right side of campus.
No, the 10 a.m. I believe is the convention starts. I don't. You know what? That's going to be interesting. I do want to. I'm gonna have to. I
gotta wonder what the.
We gotta do something on that.
Yeah, they should work on getting me on that fucking round table, but I might just take it off. I'll let you guys have fun with it. Yeah, listen. I mean, Kyrie Irving is what he is. I think he's if Kyrie Irving goes out west, does that mean he'll be closer to falling off the earth? That's a good point. I think he's going to go to like the Knicks, someone like that. What the fuck is going on with Tubby Cologne? I don't watch the game, guys. Dude, it's the second inning.
Uh-oh, Jeff. You're going to get a lot of heat tonight if Bartolo throws a shutout. Let me see. How about the other games that we've seen tonight? You got Bald. You got Gaussman and company through a shutout tonight. You got so far shutout going in what? Miami.
Texas.
What the hell is Miami going to show a complete game shutout out there, huh?
Yep. Atlanta's getting – well, that's early, actually. Colorado only has 2 runs. Look at Seattle. Nice start for Seattle, Donnie. 1-0 lead for the Seattle Mariners.
It's not good for Vig, though, is it? Vig had
Kyle Seager with a home run.
With Boston.
Fuck Vig. All right, Donnie. A couple other things tonight. Actually, a lot of things tonight.
You know what's funny, Jeff? We're already 40 minutes into the show. I just had to take a look when you said let's keep it moving like it was like 10:20. Amazing, man. Quick.
Yeah, it goes quick, doesn't it? I want to shout out, Donnie, 25-year-old Scott Bloomstein from Morristown, New Jersey. Yes. Temple University graduate. He won $8.15 million in the World Series of Poker. I know I watched it. I am a big poker guy, as you know, Donnie. And look, the kid was a luck box. I don't know what else to say. I mean, he played very well, but the kid was getting a ton of cards. Great job, though, by him. He's an accounting graduate from Temple University, outlasted 7,200 players. He was great. I mean,
a little bit of luck on his side too, Jeff. You said
you need that in the World Series. You're not going to win every hand just because you're better than everyone else. I don't think any of these kids knew how to read anyone. I just think a lot of it had to do with the cards. I don't think any of these kids are high-level poker players. But hey, nice job. The kid wins a ton of money. You give a kid that much money, Donnie. He looks like a kid that'll probably. I mean, he's a accounting major, so I'm sure he'll.
Now, I'd like to ask you a question on that, Jeff, because I read an article where a lot of people are upset because most of the players are now shared players where, I mean, you're still going to get a nice chunk of change, but did he actually pocket that $8 million himself, or was he bought in with like 60 other players to share like whatever they get?
No, he sold probably most of his action, I would imagine. Supposedly, some of his, from what I understand, now this is from friends that I know. I have a friend of mine that plays a lot of poker at Parks, and he was telling me that Blumstein was selling 1% like crazy. I mean, he's selling for $150, I think.
For what?
For 1% of him of his $10,000 entry. So I guess 4 of his friends gave him $60 each towards a $10 entry fee, and they'll each come away with $40,000 before taxes.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean, most of these guys have backers and things like that.
Like if you get staked in, let's just say 888 Poker or Poker Stars or whoever one of the poker companies is, I know they pay a lot of these guys fees just because, you know, they're advertisement for them and that's, you know, what they do. Did they get to keep the, like just say Negreanu goes in there and wins the pot, but he was staked by 888 Poker or whatever company it would be. Does he keep the whole pot, or is there like a negotiation that says, look, you cash, you know, we'll put you in there.
No,
we get 50% or whatever.
Yeah, basically, let's say I go to the main event, you buy 1% or you buy 10% of me.
No, I'm talking like the company itself. Like you're not having like individual stakes.
No, it's the same thing. I mean, if they –
oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. All right.
Again, they'll come up with some sort of contract and say – like that was the big thing on Barstool with one of the guys at Barstool. He went to the World Series of Poker on Fantasy Labs' dime. Fantasy Labs paid for his – you know, for promotion and for his entry, and they got 50% of his winnings if he was in cash.
Gotcha.
And Blumstein tweeted on the 21st of June, selling to the World Series of Main Event. If anyone wants a piece of me, slide in my DMs. So, again, I mean, you imagine if you were that guy. Well, some random.
Yep, I'm mad. Jeff, with people out there, they stake you in there, you take down that whole pot, and you say, "Yeah, I don't know anything about anybody buying stakes in me."
but normally you're not going to stake people that aren't known. I mean, like this guy. I mean, he's just this guy's never played in the World Series before. This was his first World Series. So, how about that?
That's a way to get after first World Series. You go out there and cash for $8 million. Jesus,
Donnie, why is O.J. Simpson being invited to the Hall of Fame? Does anyone?
This is the only topic I didn't understand. School me on this one here.
Yeah, I don't get it. I mean, so you don't want Terrell Owens there, but O.J. Simpson can be there.
So I guess coming back for the ceremonies, since he's in the Hall of Fame, like he gets to go back there.
He'll be invited, yeah. I mean,
USC doesn't even let that guy even on campus anymore.
Again, Terrell Owens, you won't even let him there. You won't even consider it yet.
Terrell Owens doesn't get in this year. I mean, I already have a serious problem with him not getting in, which is a flat out disrespectful joke where there's old guys who said, I remember when I asked him a question and he blew me off, so now you don't get in the Hall of Fame. The same dumb shit with baseball. But now, see, football is bad. Baseball is 5 times as worse, where the whole thing, like Jeff, you know what?
Oh, baseball's hard.
Somebody fucked Babe Ruth back in the day, so we can never have a perfect thing. Even though if you're Derek Jeter, who's a stone cold Hall of Famer, if you've ever seen one, you know what? I think I can't. We can't give him the full one because Babe didn't get in. The hell is up with baseball writers, man? He can't get in first. Yeah, he can't get in first. He's a Hall of Famer, but he's not going to get in first ballot. We'll put him.
And then in the NBA,
what is that about?
And then in the NBA, they're so desperate to put people in that they'll put anyone in. Like, offense, like
basketball's stupid. Basketball's done. No, basketball's awful. You're right.
Yao Ming was like a really good player in China, and I guess like he was a pretty good player for a couple years here, but he's not a fucking Hall of Famer. Come on.
No, it's the same thing in football. I mean, you get in the Hall of Fame because you're a really good player. It's, stringent. Baseball is stringent too, but the overall rules don't make sense. The one thing I always get a laugh at now is the retirement of like jerseys. Like, is it going to get to the point where in 15 years there's going to be like, the Eagles, Donovan McNabb is retired in the stands. Now, I'm the biggest Eagle fan you can find possibly out there. And I don't agree with McNabb's 5. What did you win? You put up 5 Super Bowls? I'll put you up there. But just because you threw a lot of passes in an evolving league and, you choked in your biggest games, but you were the best quarterback in Eagles history, which we don't win anything, why is your number retired already? And again, in Philadelphia, if you said right now, Jeff, when Brian Dawkins retires jersey, 100% check the boxes across the line, he deserves to be up there. Whenever you ask people about McNabb, it's damn near 50-50. Like, yeah, don't put that guy in the Hall of Fame up there. And they talk about McNabb getting into the Hall of Fame. He better not get in the Hall of Fame in the NFL. Straight up.
No way. There's no way he gets in. No way. Rose bet on his own team to win. Who cares? It's not like he bet on them to lose. Okay, but
no, he did, and that's the most bullshit cop out I've ever seen in my life. By the way,
but again, isn't it about what he did on the field?
I agree. The only thing I get mad at Pete at, Jeff,
isn't that what a Hall of Fame is? And it's not about what. Again, I know he's banned from baseball, but I mean,
the number one rule in baseball was you can't bet against it. But Jeff, we all are human beings. Let's just say, and I remember this was big in the 80s when I was in, grade school, where when he got banned, everybody thought it was going to be, all right, Pete, dude, we know you did it. Say you didn't do it for like 2 or 3 years. And then, make your penance. Apologize to everybody. I lied. I had a problem. I'm really sorry. I disrespected the game. Baseball would have said, you know what? Let's revisit this in 4 years, and he would be in the Hall of Fame. But the fact that Pete Rose was such a dick throughout the whole situation that they're just sticking it to him. Now, you ask me right now, he needs to be in the Hall of Fame. Absolutely. But again, the second point of this one, when Pete says he only bet his team to win, is the biggest bullshit thing. Because you go back to his logs, Jeff, of the starting lineups that he bet against his own team. So he's going to bet his own team, but pull his starter in the 3rd inning and not start like 2 or 3 of his best players. But he bet to win that game. We all know as gamblers, the sure thing is throwing the game, not winning the goddamn game.
Right.
Come on.
No, I hear you. And, yeah, you're right. He's totally stuck it to the MLB. I mean, every time he has a chance, he shits on them. It's always something he's done. But he's bitter at this point. I would be too. Will Big Man and Donnie make the SBR Hall of Fame? I think Donnie has a little bit more work to do. I've been on here long, though. I definitely think I should be in there. But I think we're well on our way.
Jeff, when you get the votes to be in the Hall of Fame, though, here? I mean, they're going to leave it up to the people to vote you in. Some people might have an axe to grind.
Yeah, certain guys might make all sorts of accounts. Donnie, happy birthday to the great Skip to My Lou, Rafer Alston.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
One of the best street ballers to ever do it. I know growing up, the M1 Mixtape Tour was a favorite of mine. So happy birthday, Rafer Alston.
You know, when is Escalade's birthday, Jeff? That's the guy I want to know.
He died, actually, Donnie.
Oh, damn it.
Did you not know that?
No, Big Escalade died? That's awful, man.
The Escalade died, yes.
And what's the professor doing these days?
He still does street ball, actually.
Matt Cain might as well be doing street ball tonight, too. Already let up 6 runs by the second inning. See, Jeff? Sharp play tonight, San Francisco.
But yeah, Escalade passed away. I don't know if you know this, but he's the brother of Mark Jackson.
Yes,
I don't know if you know
yes, correct.
But yeah, he passed away back in 2011, and yes, Grayson Boucher, the professor's still around. He's made a nice living off of street ball back in the day. Pete Rose doesn't deserve Hall of Fame for getting his insanely hot wife to say yes.
Wait, whose wife? Whose wife?
I guess Pete Rose has a very hot wife. I gotta look.
Why not, man? Guy was a player. I remember the good stories that Howard Eskin, a local TV guy here, if you guys aren't from the Philadelphia area, he used to always tell the tales where like Pete would have his wife, but then his 2 girlfriends would show up in the same like area for tickets, and they would swing it out there during the Phillies games back in the late 70s and early 80s. So Pete, all around good guy out there, Jeff.
She is hot, Asian broad, very hot.
Oh, is she on the hey Pete, stay out of the hall. His Skechers commercial.
I think. I don't know.
Okay.
She's very hot, though. That's a great point. Good point by that one. Couple more here, Donnie. Tonight, I want to talk about this shark race, which.
Oh, good. Thank you, Jeff. Thank you. Go ahead.
First of all, look, I get normally these things aren't usually what you think they will be. They're kind of lame or whatever, but. For 57 minutes, we had to watch cringeworthy bullshit of the shark goes this fast. The shark jumps out of the water and jumps into the seal. Michael Phelps, as he wears a tail on the back of his fin, the fin makes him faster swimmer. It's cold water in South Africa. But then the end comes and he swims against a fucking interactive shark. What the fuck was that? Did that count? Yeah. Did that count, the bet?
I heard the build up like a month ago. He's going to race a shark during Shark Weeks. I'm like, I don't really know what that's about. But, I wonder if they're going to have it like a cage next to him and they're going to like move the cage and somehow like the shark's only going to have like one lane to swim where they open the cage and he comes out. Just sort of, not like where he's going to swim next to a shark where the shark could eat him or bite him or who the hell knows what could go on. But the fact how they played that up and when it went off and I saw it was like a digital shark, why did you even need Michael Phelps even there, Jeff? Why didn't you just say, Michael Phelps swam in 2011 in a pool and here was his time. And then we saw a shark swim in the ocean and we timed them and, ooh, look, this is what it ended up being. You know what I mean? Like, what was the point of it? Why was he in South Africa swimming in the ocean when no shark was next to him? And what the hell were you even timing? I don't even understand.
Yeah, I don't understand it either. It really didn't make any sense. I don't know if he got money out of it, or I'm sure he did.
Oh, he probably got a huge, but the whole concept didn't even make sense. Like he didn't. And first of all, he's racing a shark, and Michael Phelps has a fin. What is going on?
Yeah, I thought it was really stupid, and to actually think he could beat a shark anyway is absolutely ridiculous. Anybody
ever outrun Jaws in the ocean? No, man. You get the freaking shark would crush you.
But like by us knowing that he could beat a shark, like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah, I thought the concept was like, it's one of those interesting, made for TV type equations. But then when it came down to it, it was the stupidest thing I've ever seen. I'm surprised that there wasn't more outrage. I didn't even know about it until people started going on Twitter, tuned in like with 5 minutes left in the show. And they did the digital race. And I'm like, they did the digital. I was telling my wife, like, it looks like they did the digital race to like build up and see like what the actual time would be. And then he's going to race the shark. And then they ended it. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I thought there'd be like a girl on the boat, like interviewing him, getting him ready and prepped and excited. And then, but it's like, even if he does do it, it's like, well, maybe I can go out and try to beat a shark. Like, who's going to actually attempt that? Who would ever like say, I'm going to try to beat a shark in a race? It's like, who cares? Like, I don't get it. But definitely a really stupid idea. And there was also, I wanted to bring this up. A couple years ago, there was a similar thing of this guy was going to get eaten by a snake or something. And that was bullshit too. Discovery Channel is full of bullshit. I mean, they've had Amish Mafia. They've had all this crap.
They've been looking for Bigfoot for like 30 years now.
Yes. By the way, if you want to call in, if you call in now and let us know you want to go to what do we have, Donnie? About 2 weeks to the conference, 10 days or so. If you have a passport right now and you want to go to the conference, give us a call right now. Or if you just want to call in and talk to us, that's fine as well. 717-220-3358. We'll finish the show with some calls. Give us a call right now. We'll get you on the air. How does the shark know he's in a race? Great point. He doesn't. Why
was the shark like biting a seal when he crossed the finish line? I mean, I was very upset by that.
Dude, and then they actually – this is the funniest thing about it. During this whole thing, they created this like barrier trap thing underwater. So Phelps, like, what would happen to Phelps? He wasn't racing a shark.
Maybe the shark came out of nowhere and bit Phelps like from the side. I don't know what that would have been interesting at least.
I mean, maybe. And then all the buildup of like he got into that cage and was like, he watched the shark like bite into the cage and was like right in front of him. It's just like, this is so stupid. Like, why are we doing this? Jose Teixeira, Astros team total live is 12.5 at 1.76. I would bet that
10-1, baby.
I would bet that. Why not? This game's going to go forever, probably.
Oh my God, to 11 o'clock, and they're just wheeling. Its bases loaded now. Still one out in the fifth. Like it's again, if you are betting against the Astros, which I did, and I ended up losing money, obviously going 1-2. But it never ends, Jeff. Like like 3-run leads for Baltimore. Like, whoa, man! Thank goodness, gone within like 1 out. It's
right.
I don't know who's going to stop the Astros throughout the rest of baseball. I don't even care who your pitcher is; they'll rake you over. I don't even care.
A lot of sharp action in the shark. Why wouldn't there be? I mean, it was. But did the prop win? It wasn't a live shark, so didn't the prop lose?
And I guess and it wasn't live. Do you know what I mean? Like like somebody knew in the past. You could just dime that in. Went to Vegas, dropped a couple G's on the shark because you knew it already won.
What's wrong with banging a tranny? Nothing. If you're into that,
if you like that stuff. Sure.
What animal do you fear the most?
I don't like snakes.
Yeah, I don't mind snakes, honestly.
I'm not a big snake guy.
For me, I would probably say I don't really have any. I think animals.
Spider, snake. Yeah.
No, I think animals are beautiful, man. I think they should be able to be out in their. I hate zoos. I think zoos should be outlawed, and I think like aquariums should be gone also. They should be totally out. They should be able to roam where they want, Donnie.
The one, I sort of agree with you on that. The only thing is most of the zoos, not like the Mama Zoo where you found one in the, they have a tiger in a freaking cage. Like the Philadelphia Zoo, they actually do more good than they do harm overall, just for conservation and bringing awareness and, getting donations, not for the zoo itself, but in the wilderness. So I do like the real zoos, I should say, not the guy who has a monkey in his backyard and you pay him $3 to look at the monkey in a cage. So,
plus, yeah. I mean, I guess you could say it does prevent them from like being killed in the wild and that kind of thing.
Yeah, for conservation. I mean, it's cruel because hey, the tigers used to roam in the freaking Serengeti out there, and he's roaming like the concrete jungle over here. So I see from that point.
By the way, to all you idiots out there that want to keep talking about the Dodgers not having any runs, we need to remember last time Cologne pitched against the Yankees scored 5 in the 5th inning. So take a fucking break, will you?
Yeah, all we need is the Mets to get 4 or 5 runs total here tonight. We'll be all right.
There you go. If you want to go to the conference, call in now, 717-220-3358. Or if you just want to talk with us here, feel free to call in and let us know what is on your mind tonight. We'll be on for another 5 minutes or so here. Okay, Yankees aren't the Dodgers. All right, dude. Harper's Island, have you said anything that makes sense since you've joined this chat? You've been in the chat for about a week now, I feel like. Have you ever said anything that made any sense? Ever? Jabba the Hutt shutting out the Dodgers. We're well aware.
I just turned it on. I need to see this Cologne action. He's got good movement on his fastball tonight?
Don't know. I have not watched it.
By the way, Jeff, we are giving out these prizes, giving it away. So I'm telling my wife, I sounds like, we've given out quite a bit of trips down there on the house. And of course I get it would be nice if like I could go to this. And I said, oh yeah, remember like 45 days ago when I said, do you want to come down? They said you can bring your wife with you. And you said you couldn't get time off and you really didn't know if you wanted to go. Now all of a sudden it's, on me. Which I get a lot of stuff out there too, Jeff, when they say, man, how'd you get it past your wife? At least I can use it as work legitimately, right. Where I hear you on that end, because if this was just in Las Vegas and they're like, yo, like I'm a gambler and man, I watched, let's just say it was Jeff and Joe Duffy here instead of me. And I'm like, damn, I want a free trip to go to Vegas for 4 days. I'm going to hang out with Jeff and Joe Duffy. My wife said, you ain't fucking going there.
Well, those are the times you got to, taper and say, hey, remember you said this? We have a caller. We'll call to the caller in 1 second. A comment of the day here, Donnie. I remember when Jeff was a newbie on this site and a very nice and humble guy. Now he just screams and curses at the viewers. No, actually, I scream and curse at the idiots on here that say stupid things and use your ball. Other than that, I'm a very nice guy, and I don't know that I've ever talked to you before. But again, don't say anything stupid, and I won't say anything. So it's very simple. We have a caller. Caller, who's this?
What's up, everybody? This is Big Simon. I'm calling from the 7th floor of the Octavo Lounge, the Grand Casino.
Welcome, Big. How's the Octavo Lounge treating you?
It's a beautiful night in Costa Rica, guys. We had 2 plays. We're cashing it forward, paying it forward, guys. I had the Dodgers tonight with Clayton Kershaw, minus 1,400, first 5 innings on the run line.
Great job. And I'm guessing you're on the Astros as well?
We had the Houston Astros. That's right. We had the Chicago Cubs, the first 5 innings on the run line, guys. Joe Madden knows this team has to get going. They finally got to start winning these days. And this is the time, guys. Pay it forward, family first, and keep it going.
And the odds couple is coming to you, baby.
I can't wait. My whole dreams are going to come true down there in that casino.
Great call, Vig. Vig pretending to be Mike Brenner, bringing him back from the grave. Mike is doing well, though, from what I see. I believe he's starting something new, so good for him. That was not Jimmy the Bag. No, that was Vig Simon, our friend Vig Simon, who chats here.
I will meet Vig Simon in person.
Sportsbook review. Did you bet the Cavs tonight? I think he might have tried. Yeah, Jose Teixeira. I would definitely bet that. I don't know.
Yeah, but Jeff, the problem is there. Did you bet him at 4 or 4.5 tonight, though?
I don't know. I didn't. I had 4 or 4.5. I don't know. Free Mike Brenner. Yes, free Mike Brenner.
He's coming back. Yes.
No, Mike Brenner and I squashed our differences, though. I do find him funny. We all know that. Which he'll always be funny for all the stuff he did. But Donnie, that's going to be it for tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back on at 12:30 Eastern time on the entire full baseball card to go over. I also will be on the air Eastern for the bankroll. We'll be going over some Champions League games. Donnie, Champions League is in full effect right now, qualifying. Yes. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. So join me and the soccer people for that. Just having some fun at SBR. Donnie, what do you have tonight? Anything else?
No, just to get out of here tonight, shout out to the Sharps who played the San Francisco Giants tonight, who also backed the San Diego Padres and then compounded with the Philadelphia Phillies tonight. Congratulations on the Sharp guys tonight. Yeah, sharp plays as always. There's really good, sharp guys that went out and bet on the Houston Astros. Cheers to you. It should be called the Dopes tonight. I hear you. But no, tomorrow, Jeff, 12:30 p.m., we're going to break down large baseball card on there. And the best part about it, Jeff, we already talked about it earlier in the day before even coming onto the show or show prep. You're going to see in the next week to week and a half, we're still going to do the right side of campus. We're still doing the late night of campus. Baseball season is going to be a very big indicator of what we're looking to do. But we're going to start shifting that focus because, again, in Philadelphia, Jeff, for me and you, Eagles Open Training Camp, it's just about football. As soon as we get the first preseason game on TV, it's football season. We're going to start transitioning these shows over and having a lot of fun. So stay tuned for that, folks. Yeah, a lot of good football talk coming up, in the near future. I know, Donnie, you got some stuff planned. I got some plans here at SBR. So a lot to do coming up. Like the show, subscribe, get on here. Football's going to be fun. We'll see you tomorrow at 12:30 on the right side of campus. Bye-bye. Peace.